What's up everybody? Today I'm going to be tying a buggy bluegill jig. This jig can be fished on a fly rod or it can be fished on an ultralight spinning rod. It catches some slab bluegills. So for this jig I'm starting off with a 1/32 ounce jig head. I powder painted it with Barlow's brown orange vein powder paint. It has a really cool mottled look that looks just like a bug. For the thread, we're going to be using a UTC Ultra Thread 70 denier. This is dark brown color. Just going to start that thread behind the head and take it down to the point of the hook. And for the tail, we're going to be using something a little different today. We're going to be using some goose biots. These are brown. We're just going to use 2 of those and they create a pointy insect looking tail that's really cool. So I'm just going to separate a couple of those biots and just clip them off right there at the base. Then we're going to take them and line them up so that they're facing away from each other, just like this. Then we're going to measure that out so it's about the length of the hook point to the end of the hook to give us a nice little buggy tail. We're just going to pinch those in real tight, then do a few loose wraps, adjust those as needed so they're nice and center, and then tie them down the rest of the way. And there you can see we have a nice straight double tail that looks really cool. A lot of natural insects have a tail like this, like a helgramite and other nymphs that appear in the water. For the body, we're going to be using this black and brown chenille with a little bit of crystal flash in it. This is a pretty natural looking chenille, but it has a little bit of flash as well that'll help us catch those fish's attention. So we're going to tie the tag end of that at the head and tie the chenille down to the tail. Once we've got it secured, we're going to bring our thread back up to the head and just start winding that chenille. Make sure you get nice even wraps. You don't want it to push down the tail that we tied in. Then we're going to tie it up. Make sure we get our thread out of the way and tie it in right there just before the head, because we're going to tie in some more legs. So we're going to leave that chenille there and we're going to grab 2 more goose biots and do the same thing we did before. We're going to line them up so that they're pointing away from each other at the tips, and we want these ones to be a little bit longer so they look more like legs and less like a tail. Once you got those nice and straight, you can pinch them down on the body just like we did with the tail. Loosely wrap them a couple times, and then you can let go to get them right where you want them. Tie them down tight up to the head. And once those are secured, we're going to take our chenille and wind that the rest of the way up to the head as well. And this will give us a nice looking thorax. Looks really buggy and realistic. The fish cannot resist this one. Once we got that at the head, we're going to tie it down tight and clip the excess chenille. Then all we have left to do is whip finish. So we're going to give it a 5 or 6 turn whip finish. Pull the thread tight and clip it off. This is an amazing jig pattern that catches some big fish. You can fish it under a bobber just sitting there, or you can give it a few little twitches under a bobber, or just throw it out there with no bobber and jig it. Give it a try, find out what works best for you, and good luck catching some big fish. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one.